Hello and welcome to Paranormal Swamp Talk. I'm
Hey, hey,
Christy,
hey.
better known as Listen Queen. We've got
Listen.
Ricky Heller saying my saying,
Yep.
Scotty, not too hottie Wilson. He's so full of crap. And then
Oh,
we have our special guest tonight is Nick Carboni. We were supposed to have Angie too, but she's not feeling well, so send her good vibes and prayers and hoping that she gets better real soon.
Definitely.
Um, so Nick, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh, good Lord. Well, I'm currently putting jewelry stands together.
nice.
Okay.
Um, Other than that, yeah, I'm here. I got two more. What do you want to know for sure? Do you want to know?
Well, okay, so let's take it from here. So I know who you are and what building you guys are over and but let's tell the audience like nobody knows who you are, nobody knows what you do, nobody knows that
A
you're
lot of
okay.
people know
So
who I am. Just
okay,
not Chrissy.
okay, listen.
Hi, Corey. Yeah.
Okay.
2 minutes, 30
So
seconds in. She said it.
let
I'm surprised
Oh
it wasn't
yeah.
30
Don't
seconds
make
in.
this don't make this a drinking game because your ass will be drunk before the show's like even started.
oh listen, I can't. I can't.
See? Take a shot.
I can't. Okay.
All
So
right, all right, all right. Let's see. I am the founder of Old World Paranormal Society here in Fort Wayne. Been around for a hot minute. We specialize in residential cases and clearing houses. Also have Old World Paranormal Podcast. That's on all major podcast formats. You name it, it's on it. We talk to a lot of the famous people on TV and stuff like that, and you know, and I'm also a director at the Bell Mansion in Fort Wayne, Indiana, where my much beautiful other half runs the facility. I just assist. So, yeah, that's who I am.
so that
And
would
that's
be
awesome.
Angie who we're talking about. So you're an investigator, correct?
Yes, yes, I've been for a long time.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about that. How long you been investigating, and when did you get started, and how did you get started?
Oh, jeez. All right. Well, I'll drop a book on you. No, I'm just kidding. Let's see here.
Don't do it to me. I'm already short.
Yeah. No. I'm like most people. I've had lifelong experiences. I've seen stuff as a kid, as a teenager. It kind of stopped in the early teenage years. I think the last one, full body apparition I saw, I was about 13, 12 or 13 years old. And then, the ghost shows came out, Ghost Hunters, Paranormal State, and all those. I loved all the shows. I watched them faithfully. But I'll be honest with you guys, I never had an interest of actually becoming a paranormal investigator, researcher, or, helping people and clearing stuff. I really didn't. It never crossed my mind. I never searched on the internet about paranormal stuff or people ghost hunting. I never watched any YouTube stuff. I just had no interest in it. To be honest with you, um, I went I went through a pretty nasty divorce around 2016, and once that family kind of had moved out, it kind of left me by myself in my house, and I knew we always had spirits here, but I just always played it off. Like, I've seen full fledged shadow figure like walk down my basement stairs, come down, walk across the TV, and I was like, "Oh no, not tonight! You just need to leave us alone." I didn't turn around, watch that shadow figure turn around and walk back upstairs. I mean, but still didn't think nothing of it because I've always had experience with spirits. So
Yeah.
I just was just like, just leave me alone. I'm trying to sleep, type of thing. But it just escalated rather quickly after that. I started having dreams of spirits in my house attacking me, throwing me downstairs. Then it led to disembodied voices in my house, blood curdling screams out of nowhere. Then with
Holy
the
shit.
icing on the cake was I was sleeping on my couch for like the first year and a half after that because I pretty much was like, just take everything. And then I was remodeling our basement where my bedroom was going to be. And like 3 nights in a row, I was woken up. You know, if you guys have met me, I'm a big dude. So I like to sleep with a fan. I don't care if it's minus 20.
Oh, I'm the same way. I'm the same way.
I
So-
can't.
If there's no fan, I can't sleep without it.
And you'll never catch me put the covers over my head. Okay, you might get me, you know, snuggling up like this or something, but never over the head. So, about 3 nights in a row, I woke up to where the cover was over my head. I couldn't. It was kind of like sleep paralysis, but on steroids. Like I couldn't move, couldn't talk, couldn't scream. Blanket was over my head, freaked me the hell out, and I had enough. So I called my sister the next day, and my sister's always dabbled in witchcraft, and she's a Wiccan and all that stuff. So I just called her and told her what was going on, and I said, you got to find somebody to help me, like straight up help me. And so she made some phone calls and some of the metaphysical places around town, and we ended up finding a guy named Randall Smith. Randall's ended up being one of my very good friends. So I was like, I don't care what it costs. It cost me a few $100. He came up from Huntington, and it was just a weird experience, guys. He walks in the house and he just starts rattling off these spirits in my house, and he's like talking to my dog, like full-fledged having a conversation with my dog. And I'm like looking at him like, this dude's fucking nuts. Like, he's nuts. Like, I just paid all this money for what? But I'm like, all right, I'll go through it, So we end up, me and my sister leave. We take the dogs with us. He's like, I'll text you when I'm done. And I'm like, okay, dude. It was like an hour and a half later. He texts. He's like, he's done. So we head back to the house. And mind you, I've went through like 7 years of hell. Okay. And when I walked in my house, it was legit the most peaceful feeling I've ever felt in my life.
You knew it was gone.
Like I could have just like stepped in my house and like floated like I was on clouds.
Oh wow!
And just sitting there talking to Randall, and he starts talking about this spirit was in the house and this. And I was like, holy shit! I already knew all the spirits were in the house because I had dreams of them. So that was kind of mind blowing. And then he ends up leaving, and I don't know. I turned to my sister, and I was like, "We got to do this." And she's like, "Do what?" And I'm like, "I don't know what is, but we got to do it." And that's how Old World Paranormal Society started. We started, we put some people together and just kind of figured it out. And even at that time, putting the group together, I had no idea how big the paranormal community was. And, the first few years of Old World Paranormal Society, we originally just started, hey, we might be able to help 1 or 2 people. And, but it just escalated. The phone started ringing off the hook. We started going out, helping people and doing a lot of research. And I'll tell you what, and I tell this people all the time, for people that want to get into the paranormal, that want to be a paranormal investigator and a researcher and all that stuff, I'm going to tell you right now, it's a lot of work.
No, we know.
Oh yeah.
It really is.
Oh yeah.
It's not about just walking in a dark room and saying, hey, can you communicate with me? It's legit trying to understand what every possibility there could be known on the other side, and understanding understanding everybody's aspect of religion, to psychology, parapsychology, to mental illness, to understanding the basics of a house, having construction knowledge, you name it. It's just there was so much going into it, and I had no idea, but I loved it, and I wanted to pay it forward, and that's just how I got into it. And then the first few years, I started to learn that, holy crap, there's a major community out there. Let's start branching out and talking to other people, and stuff like that. And it wasn't until, I don't know, a couple of years ago, I got invited to go down to the Randolph County Asylum, some group of people like booked it, and they were like reached out and asked if I'd go, and I'm like, you know what, screw it, I'll go. And they were all floored. They're like, an actual paranormal investigator's coming. I'm like, what? I'm like, oh, okay. You know, I'm like, to me, I'm just an average Joe. And, you know, it was just cool. And then I started to dabble in and travel out to some more well-known places, you know. And people ask us all the time, have you been here? Have you been there? And I'm like, no, because to be honest with you guys, the first few years I had no interest. Going to the what we used to call them pay to play places.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, and they're fun to go to, but there's no outcome.
Right. Right.
You know, you get a residential case, you're getting a case to help people, you're working for an outcome for these people.
Yeah.
You go to these places, you know, Randolph or Waverly or Ohio State Reformatory, even, you know, where you used to go, Ricky, old South Pittsburgh Hospital.
Oh yeah.
There's no end game. You're just going to investigate.
It's an experience, right?
Just like everybody else, and you know, there's just a little difference in it. So, you know,
Top 10.
Mr. Coomer. I'm like, I can't see comments.
You know.
I understand that because, like, I've been in the field for 15 years. So when I first started out, you didn't hear about all these big places that you could go and investigate.
Right.
You know, for me, like you said, Nick, it was all about residential, and like you knew there were other teams out there, but you didn't know exactly where they were because, I mean, yeah, the internet was there and Facebook and whatnot, but nobody communicated. There was no networks out here for the paranormal and this and that. We all stayed in our own little shell, didn't communicate with each other. And so I totally understand that.
Right. I mean, the internet, you know, it has its negative things, but it does have its positives because
Oh yeah.
to reach out to people around the globe, you know, and conversate with them and pick their brains and support them, and you know, that is a very cool aspect about the internet. But you know, obviously there is some negative aspects to it too.
So then you more enjoy the residential cases
Correct.
I'm sorry.
for an end result. Okay.
Yeah. They're the most
Yeah.
gratifying, though. You know, it's like you said, you're helping somebody. It's not you're not going into a location to have an experience. You're literally trying to make somebody that is terrified of their own house be at peace again, and you know, get them answers. And
I'll be back
End
in.
result,
I got to send a link out.
if
real
there is
fast.
something there, you're good. If there is something there, you're able to get rid of it. You know, if they don't want it. So
Right. And you know, and if I don't have the capability of doing it, if it's something beyond my scope, I have no problem saying that and reaching out to people that can do it. You know?
right.
So I will never go into a place to intentionally make it worse for them.
Sure.
I mean, we've worked on cases where it was one trip. We've worked on cases where it took 8 months. You know, where we went back several times. We had to bring in a couple mediums, you know, and this or that, you know, or it just doesn't really matter because whatever you find at this location, each thing that you find might require something different to either move it on or remove it from the property.
Right.
So then how often do you guys do residentials?
Oh man, I've done over 50 cases, residential cases. We used to do them all the time. We're supposed to actually go tomorrow to one, but we've been so busy this year with the Bell Mansion, you know, I haven't really accepted too many, you know, and hell, I used to get calls from people in Florida all the time. I'm like,
Wow.
how the hell did you find me?
We're up here. Y'all are literally at the end of the United States. Yikes.
So when that happens, then do you reach out to a sister team in that state or what do you do?
Yes. So, one of my cousins, he has a pretty big paranormal team in Savannah. It's called the Paranormal Society of Savannah. and
Okay.
I know of them.
He kind of helps me network down in that southeast region. So if
Thank
there's
you.
something, like somebody in Florida, and I'll reach out to Patrick and be like, hey, can you find me somebody around this city? So
Yeah, but sometimes doing
homeowners,
residential
yes,
cases, we run into
Yes.
some crazy
Yes.
situations where the homeowners are a little crazy. The paranormal
Yes.
shows have kind of got people confused about what's actually paranormal.
I
I
absolutely
completely
agree
agree.
100%.
hey, one of the things when we initially have the phone interview, when we come out, I tell them that we're going to do another interview on film, so we have film and audio, and I will tell them it's going to be a very personal conversation. And they're like, "What?" I'm like, look, all these traumatic things that have happened to you in your life might play a role in what's happening right now. It might play a role in determining if it is your location, if it's your land, or hell, if it's you.
Right. It
Right.
could be a medication too. I've seen it. There was a residence I took back when I lived in Georgia, and this person was on several different medications, and it was causing hallucinations, even schizophrenia. It's nuts.
I've told people multiple times that it's them, so I have no problem saying that.
Yeah. You got to put yourself first, when it comes to situations like that too. Safety's number one.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Safety is always number one. I
You
mean,
never know what kind of house that you may walk into. That's something we covered in the workshop this weekend. It's okay to do background checks on your client. You should, because you could be walking into a convicted murderer or a serial killer and not even notice it,
Yeah.
don't talk about me like that.
Oh my Lord.
Rude.
Oh my Lord. I can't, don't even get me started.
I can't. So now you're a serial killer?
Yeah,
I'm lucky
he
to,
slays boxes of cereal. That's what it is.
I'm lucky to be 5'1", so I mean, really, like, what am I gonna do? Run up and bite ankles?
I mean,
You're the little pissed off chihuahua. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
there's grenade launchers or
Yeah.
rockets or
Scotty
something.
launchers.
He'll climb you like a spider monkey and rip your head off.
Mhm.
That's
See,
right.
that's what I'm talking. Yeah, good point, Nick. I
That's
appreciate
right.
Sick 'em, Scotty.
I got you.
that. And Nick's one of the coolest guys. When I met Nick and Angie, I met them at DeadCon, walking with Jeremy, and it was so cool just to meet. I mean, they treated me like family. Well, kind of. He's like, "Hey, Jeremy, I didn't know you had a little son. Is he retarded?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not." But no, they
That's
did.
messed up. Oh, I got a headache.
They did. They treated me like family. And he was like, "Hey, you want some stuff?" I'm like, "Nah, thanks, man. I just took a bunch of stuff." But they were so cool. They really are. So
Yeah, I gotta say thank you for what y'all done with Bell Mansion too. I mean, it's good to see genuine support for his history. I mean, the amount of effort y'all put into that location is insane, and it's awesome to see it grow. That's
So-
what we needed in Fort Wayne. So
Yeah,
and I'm curious. Okay, so I know Angie family owned it, and you was a paranormal investigator, right? Is that how I understand it? And you went in, and that's how you guys met.
yes. So
Yeah, so give us that whole love story.
Hold on. Would you like, hey, what's up? I'm a paranormal investigator. She's like, oh yeah, well I own this. Yeah, won't go out.
she's gonna call you daddy, and from that point on, she called you daddy.
Want to do some EVP?
Listen.
I'm the boss until she comes back.
Right.
Oh yeah, you got a photo of Eileen in your mansion, by the way. One of the photos looks just like her. I'll show you it next time I'm there. I'll send you a picture of it. It's creepy.
There's a painting that resembles Eileen's house. I mean, it could be like her mother.
Yes.
It's crazy.
What's crazy is those paintings that we do have are real people.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's in Mississippi, so but it's weird. Ricky sent a picture and said, "Look,
Yeah, I
I'm
took
in
immediately. I'm like, what the hell are you doing on the wall at Bell Mansion? Are you tapping in on us or what?
I'm gonna answer this lady's question.
Cheyenne."
Yes, I have. I've taken home a few attachments, and one was pretty nasty. So,
And
So
I
then,
think.
with
Sorry.
that, when you take home an attachment, do you take care of it yourself? Do you reach out to other members within the paranormal community, the clergy? What do you do?
at first, I would always call Randall, and he would help me. But after so many, I've learned to deal with it myself.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah. So Bell Mansion. So a mutual friend of mine in the construction field, he comes down to actually Huntington, Indiana. We were doing an eye doctor's place down
What?
there, and he shows up, and he's like, "Hey, my wife's boss just bought the old funeral home downtown Fort Wayne." And I was like, "No shit, that's cool, man." And he was going on and on about how they were going to turn it into this B&B, and they want to know if it was haunted. And he's like, "I knew you had a paranormal team. Would you guys come in and investigate and see what you find and see if you think it's haunted?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we end up showing up, the first time, and I walked through the back door to the garage, and then I came up that little step, and we opened the door to go to the back side of the building. And do you know, like in one of the last scenes of Titanic, when Rose dies,
Come
she
back.
comes back. When she comes back, and they're all on the staircase, and they're
Yeah.
like welcoming
For her?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it fucking felt like when I walked
wow.
in the building the first time. The energy just was like, oof, it was just unreal.
And it's a beautiful building. Like it's insane. I've never seen anything like that building. Like,
And then they were like, "Hey, the owner's daughter wants to come hang out and see what you guys are all about tonight." And I'm like, "Okay." I mean, what am I gonna say? No.
Right.
Like, no, we can't have anybody else here. I was like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" And she ends up showing up, and I was outside smoking a cigarette with Dan when she pulled up, and she come walking up, and Dan's wife at the time, she was like, "Hey, this is Angie, blah blah blah," and I'm like, "Oh, hi, nice to meet you." And she walks in, I was like, "Who the hell was that?" Kind of one of those double takes, but still, I mean, I conducted the investigation that night. I didn't pursue anything with her. She didn't either. It was just kind of like mutual conversation after a few weeks, and then kind of went on a date. And almost 2 years later, now she's still putting up with me.
And that's awesome, though, brother. I mean, and for what you guys do there at the Bell Mansion, I mean, you guys, I've gotten it out there. Like, I know you've had some big names come through. You had Heather Rooney from 98.9 The Bear last weekend with the flashlight tour, which I wanted to come, but I wasn't able to.
You got a goat coming to the building too soon. Jason Hawes, Satori. I mean, you can't.
Right.
And, oh my God! And Sherry, is Sherry coming? I think.
Yeah, she's coming. Yep.
Awesome people. Like, it's
Jonathan
amazing.
Davis.
Oh, right.
Dude, that is such an awesome, crazy but awesome story. I mean,
I would have messed my pants on the spot. I would have been like,
no,
holy
I'd have
shit.
been like, who you calling? No, this ain't him. No, whatever, dude. I'd have been the same way. Like, click.
Yeah. Right.
The first. So we went initially 3 times. Okay. The first time we went investigated was just our team. And then I invited actually the Paris sisters, Jackie and Tina. I don't know.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I know Jackie and Tina both.
They came and helped out. I figured, it was such a big location, and I didn't know how many opportunities. I can't see the future. So I was just thinking of teams that I had conversated with a lot, have them come up and enjoy this experience with us.
Sure.
So the second time we went, Jackie and Tina came and investigated. And then the third time, Phil Gibson and his team, Park City Paranormal, came down and investigated with us. Then after that, it was, we didn't go back for a while. It was, we would go every once in a while with the team, or Angie and I ourselves would just go in the building and investigate. I knew what we had. I remember the conversation me and Phil had the day after we investigated together. He's like, dude, do you know what you have there? And I'm like, yes, I do. Yes, I do. And we begged and begged and begged her parents for the opportunity to do what we're doing. And, they had already committed to the whole B&B thing. And luckily, it just ended up flopping.
So they went ahead and tried to start the B&B with it being a haunted location.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Dang.
Yeah. So initially, there was no plans of what we're doing. Me and Angie were not a part of this. And it wasn't until we kind of, at DeadCon last year, we kind of had an inkling of knowing it's a possibility. He had mentioned something to us. So it was on, we're at DeadCon, and everybody's there. And not to be able to mention this was just...
That had to have been hard.
It was just fucking eating me alive.
Oh, I'm sure,
Right.
brother.
So, and I'll answer Shanna's question here in a second. Fast forward, so at DeadCon, we gave away tickets to come investigate with us at the Rhodes Hotel.
Yep.
So we went to the Rhodes Hotel on November 13th. It was a Saturday night, and we investigated. Everybody else ended up leaving. Angie and I ended up staying, and so we slept up in one of the rooms on the second floor. And we did hear a disembodied voice of a cat meowing that night.
Oh wow!
What?
That'd
That'd be
cool.
awesome, man.
That was cool. But so we left there that early that morning, and we were driving to Indianapolis. That was one of the reasons why we were staying, because we were going to the Colts game the next day. Her dad calls, and we're on speakerphone. He was like, "Do you guys really think you could do this?" And we were like, "Yes, dude." And the rest is history.
Boom.
We kind of took over there, and then we held a couple small events in December. It took a while to finish up some construction and to stage all the antique furniture, and so we only had a couple of small things in December, but we hit the ball running January 1st, and it just exploded. It's just exploded, guys. And
Like I said, I can't wait. Friday night,
Yep.
I'm already stoked, and it's already Wednesday. I'm like, let's do it.
I'm ready too. I haven't been yet. I've never been.
Yeah, this will be my first time at the
I
belt.
talk to Angie frequently, and I like all your guys' posts, and I share all your events out. But I've yet to come because, like I said, the 2 times I was supposed to, life happened, so I wasn't able to come. So,
She's a virgin.
make sure life doesn't happen this Friday.
It won't. I promise. I will be there.
Listen. Yeah. You better get it together, Chrissy.
So, all right. Let me answer this question. Half of the investigation, in my opinion, is honoring your fellow investigators and knowing when to step them out. Can you share a little time where someone on your team was affected, and how did y'all handle it? Well, there's been numerous occasions, where somebody has either like blacked out, or somebody was physically attacked during an investigation. You got to know the people you're with. You got to know their personalities. Excuse me, when they're in a good mood, when they're in a bad mood. You just got to know the people you're with to understand, even if they're in a pissed off mood, like, that's not their pissed offness. That's not them,
Right.
you know. So you really have to know who you're with, and you know, you take them out of the location, take them outside, get their damn shoes off, let them walk in the grass a little bit, get some fresh air, get them some water, you know, and then you go from there. And if they need to leave, like it's not working, like they're not calming down, like their mood's not changing, then, you know, we'll sage them a little bit and we'll see how they do the next day. You know, if we need to reach out to somebody and do what we need to do, then we'll do that. But typically, you know, that works. Just getting them out of the location, get them to ground, get all that negative energy out of them, give them some water to refresh and just a little bit of break most of the time. But there are those cases where you just need to remove them. They need to go for the rest of the night, and then tomorrow regroup and figure out what they need to do for them.
So since I've never been, when you're hosting these events, whether it's public or private, are you guys on hand if something happens, or I mean, do you stay at the location or no?
Sometimes we're there. Now, Friday, for instance, you know, Corey booked this night, and invited whoever he wanted to come. So this is Corey's investigation. We look at this like it's no different. It's no different than any other private investigation. You know, so it really, you feel the people out.
Yeah.
Oh, seriously, I mean, you never think somebody would come in your building and try to attempt stuff. You know?
Right.
But it happens.
Yep.
And they'll do it in front of you. And so, you know, we don't always stay. When we leave, we're only like 15 minutes away.
Yeah.
You know, we have actually somebody that lives even closer, like 5 minutes away. So, you know, the eye in the sky on the whole blink camera is always on.
Yeah. Well, not that our team's going to do anything. I'm just saying in general.
Like, if somebody calls you and says, "Hey, Scott's humping legs," just say, "Let it happen. He's almost done." That's
Call
all you gotta
Fort Wayne
say.
Police Department immediately.
No, just let it happen.
I would just say that's normal. Just let it go.
It is normal.
See,
It's very normal.
For him, it's very normal. Yes, it is.
Yes.
That's how I welcome people into my life. Here, let me see your leg.
Holy crap.
Oh, I thought.
Oh, man.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
That's definitely deep, Cheyenne.
Yeah,
and there is our wonderful Miss Courtney. This is NC-17 show, not your typical paranormal podcast. Some laughs and appropriateness. Join in on the para fun.
Speaking of Courtney, and let's step back to when we started about people first coming into the paranormal.
Mm-hmm.
When I was doing 13th Dimension in our first season, we actually had Courtney on our show, and she was basically new coming in to the paranormal field. And it was a great interview. And what she said was she didn't go out on investigations right away because she wanted to do research and learn about the paranormal field before she even went out to investigate. And I thought that is so important. Like she sweared, she did everything right on the steps, you know, rather than just jumping into it. She, you know, she did her research and this and that and eased her way into investigating. So I got to
look at her
props.
now. Look at her now.
Dude, she's amazing.
Such a long way. Yeah.
You know,
you're awesome, Courtney.
There's nothing wrong with people that just want to enjoy the paranormal and partake every once in a while. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. Yes, go to your pay-to-play places, go out to a cemetery, whatever. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. I think, you know, we embrace it. More people that can be in the paranormal field, more people that are open-minded, the better. You know,
right
now, but it's completely different. Like in Courtney's cases, I mean, I don't know her personally and what her path is in the paranormal, but if you choose a path where your intentions are to help other people, truly, yes, do some homework, do some researches, read some books, talk to other people in the field, pick their brains, pick medium's brains, whoever will fucking talk to you, talk
Yep.
to them. Get as many opinions as possible, read as many books as possible, read as many blogs or listen to podcasts. I mean, whatever you're going to get your knowledge from. Now, I would also say, don't take what everybody says as gold. Form your own
Right.
opinion.
Right.
For instance, it's a demon.
Dude, bro.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. Not everything's demonic.
98% of what
Yeah.
we're going to deal with is not demonic.
Amen. Amen.
You know, at the Bell Mansion, you know, we advertise and we sell ourselves as a safe place to come and investigate. And we will do our due diligence and hard work to always make sure that's the case. If we ever feel like there's something negative in the building, we will figure it out and it will be removed. I don't care what
And
it
that's
is.
good. That's good.
Because
Yeah.
we can't promote kids classes. We can't promote Paranormal 101. We can't promote to let newbies come in this building if it's not safe for them.
Right.
So, you know, I just, you know, I don't know who I was talking to the other day. I mean, you guys were just making fun of Zach Bagans. Okay. If he ever called us,
No, we didn't say no names.
well, everybody knows who you were talking about.
Yeah.
If Zach called, we would not let him film.
Really?
Yeah, seriously.
Wow.
If he was our only opportunity to film there,
Yeah.
we wouldn't let him do it. Unless he guaranteed that he would not pull the demonic bullshit.
Right.
I don't think he could do it.
No.
I don't think he could do it.
No, because that's on every single show.
Yeah.
Right.
And that,
Right.
And that,
I mean,
honestly, that hurts the paranormal field. It really does. Because
It does.
that's what, like, you go on TikTok, and I'm not saying every team's like this, but man, there are so many teams that are out there, and they're investigating, and they're doing a video, and a door opens, and they're like, "Oh my God, it's a demon!" No, stupid. It could be the wind. You got to try to debunk stuff, and it just he's tainted the paranormal field as far as calling everything almost demonic, and it's really hurt this field. It really has.
Yeah.
Well, if you look on TikTok now too, that's due to that. Everything you see on there, we're chasing demons. You know, something came through the spirit box. It's a demon. You know, it ruins everything.
It does.
It's sad. You know, we talk to so many damn people, and you know, day in and day out. Look, it's not like TV. Paranormal investigating. It's not like TV. It's not like TV. It's
right.
Not broken record. It's not like TV. It's not like the movies. Let me explain. It's like we constantly have to I don't know. The rest of us in the paranormal community have to fix what's on TV.
Yep.
You know, we understand people, guys. We have the attention span of a gnat. So if you have a TV show, you have to, you know, that first few minutes, it's got to be bang, 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 or you're just going to flip the channel.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, you got to keep those ratings up.
You've got TV and you've got paranormal investigating. They're two opposite things.
Yes.
TV, dramatized.
For 45 minutes, a typical TV show is about 45 minutes, okay?
Yeah.
You have to keep your, you know, the people that are watching glued to the TV for 45 minutes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, you're not going to sit there and watch somebody on a major TV network sit in the dark for 2 hours and nothing happens. It's just not going to happen. It's just not, unfortunately. I mean, that is real ass paranormal investigating.
Right.
But it's not good for TV. So TV
it
and
really isn't.
Investigating are two different things. Completely
different
things.
Yep.
I mean, you know what? I'm not going to lie. If a producer come up and says, "Hey, I'll pay you $200,000 a year," can you? Where's the dotted line, man? Hey, that was demonic, man. You know, and I know that sounds stupid, but
it's TV. It's entertainment. You know, that's what separates TV and paranormal investigating.
It really is.
Well,
it's about the money.
That's really where the line is drawn. So you have entertainment, and then you have true investigation.
Exactly.
Most of the shows we see are entertainment geared. Why? Because they need ratings for
Yes.
people to watch the shows. So no disrespect to those actors.
No.
No disrespect saying that they may not have at one time been really good investigators or know what they're talking about,
Right.
but it's just the general idea that 98% of what we're dealing with is never demonic. It's just
Right.
Right. It's not.
it's not.
A lot of those people that on TV that we talk to on our podcast, I'll be honest with you, the most juicy stuff that I get is when we're done recording.
Right.
Because
Exactly.
that's when the true stories come out. I was talking to one guy, I'm not going to say his name, and the look on his face, because we do it through Zoom call, because it's a lot easier to interview somebody when you can see their face.
Right.
Right.
We just rip the audio off and then put it on our podcast format. But I asked him a certain question about this TV show, and his face was like his eyes rolled all the way back to his head. He came forward, put on his show face, and was like, it was the greatest experience of my life. The cast and crew, and this or that, and this or that. As soon as I was done recording, he was like, fuck that show. Them little punk assholes on that fucking show should never been on. He went on a 45-minute rant about the TV producers, the network, the people that casted him on the show with him. He was the only one trying to do any paranormal investigating. And I'm like, well, dude,
Right.
It's like selling your soul to the devil.
It is. And a lot of people don't realize that
you're going to be famous. You're going to, the rest of your life, go to conventions and make money, and people are always going to know you, but you're going to sell a little bit of your integrity with it.
Right.
Oh, absolutely.
And people think they think it's all sunshine and rainbows, but I mean, you talk to these people that have been successful in the field on TV, and you find out it's a living hell what they go through, and how these production companies actually throw real evidence that us paranormal investigators like to see out, because it's just not scary enough for the general public to see.
Well, and I seen that at DeadCon with Steve Gonzalez. They messed up his humor setting, and you could just see the frustration on his face, and he was already exhausted, from being there.
Man, they are busy.
And when you think about that, like, you get famous. I mean, you're not going anywhere without being bum rushed by people. Now, is that the chance you take? Yeah, if you're going to be famous, you take that chance. Even, and I'm going to say it again, like Heather Rooney, she's a DJ for 98.9 Bear. People know her. She gets out, people say hi and stuff. I mean, I talked to her a little bit on Instagram, and she's amazing, but she still has that private life, of her own. So, but I couldn't do that. Would I mind being famous? Yeah, a little bit, but I don't want to where I can't enjoy life. That, to me, that would suck.
Well, the problem is there's individuals that are getting into the paranormal field for only that.
Right. Yep.
It's for the fame. They have no interest in anything else other than being famous, getting on TV, and hey, look at me. You know what? That's fine. Do your thing. I'm just gonna, shake your hand, say good luck.
Yep.
Right.
Go the other way. So, but yeah, that's just the nature of the beast. I mean, I'd have to think long and hard if somebody offered it to me. I mean, but I don't know.
And Corey's not just in it for the fun. He's in it for the thrill. I'm the level-headed one going up.
Yeah, Chrissy has to keep him in line.
Doing that today, sir.
Yeah,
today.
I've seen it, especially at Missinawa.
So where do I rank in that situation, Chrissy? Because I know you both have investigated with me, and
Scotty,
you
you
just went a couple weeks ago.
We can't leave you alone. No.
Don't you remember trying to walk off at 1812 and me saying, you're not going alone. Get back here.
I just wanted to go out to the
could have
middle.
pulled you in the woods and we would have never seen you again. And next thing you
I'd have
know,
been okay.
you get happily married to Bigfoot.
No. Well, so I'd be raised by wolves. Oh.
Safety in numbers.
I'd be Tarzan of Indiana. Listen.
I can't with you.
Y'all are saying listen more than I do.
I know.
Listen,
All right,
that's not true.
if anybody's doing the listen drinking game, listen. That's 3 shots back to back.
Amanda. So she's another one of my team members, and we were at Ohio State Reformatory, and there was this challenge on the 6th floor. And so you had to walk the whole catwalk one side down and back around on the other side.
I want
So
to
you did
do
a big
that.
loop. It was completely black, right?
Yep.
I
No
want to
light
do
was
that.
let in. You couldn't see anything. And of course, you're 6 stories high, right? So we've got, it was me, Jason, Corey, Dina, and Amanda, and Scott Smith. Well,
Ninja. Oh my lord.
Amanda is standing there going, "Okay, Corey, so you walk all the way down to the end, but you wait at the end for me until I get to that end. Then you can round the corner." I said, "That is not the challenge.
Yeah,
The
you gotta go by
challenge is to
yourself.
do the whole
Oh,
thing
yeah.
alone." She's like, "Why can't that be the challenge?" I said, "Amanda, quit it."
Amanda's profile pic is her sitting on the couch in our building.
I was gonna say it looks awfully familiar.
I
I
try to
wonder-
be responsible and safe.
Yeah, she
House
is.
is a good place.
She is though.
No, you're right. Yeah, she is. She really is.
I try to be
She's
that logic reason.
She's a protector, and I can verify that.
Oh, but
personally.
she's ready to
She's
go
a
if she has
protector.
to go. She's ready to fight if she's got to fight.
She's a protector.
I mean, I got that holy water with me. That's all I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
I go
That's
in with
see,
my crystals. I know what I'm doing.
She keeps that thing on her. I'll tell you that.
And I got death
Parathug
in
is
my
my
back
bodyguard.
pocket.
Yeah, Parathug's my bodyguard. So
Oh, listen, she's on speed dial on my phone. That's my sister.
Oh yeah.
am I on speed dial?
No.
Yes.
You liar.
All my para friends are that are close to me that I investigate with and talk to on a regular basis.
But you never call me anymore, Chris. I'm just kidding.
That's because you played that stupid song Cupcake in my car. I will never get over that.
And I still have it on video. I got your raw reaction.
I'm scarred.
I'll never look at a cupcake the same again, is what she says. What's even funnier is your son knew about it. And you didn't.
They're teenagers. The internet has
I
ruined
know,
them.
but
The
listen.
internet has ruined them. I have come to terms with that.
Yes.
I mean, it's okay. Okay. What's he saying? If I don't catch anything, I will apologize. I didn't catch anything. Okay. So I would never apologize for not catching anything, because here's my take on that. There are some spirits that are going to connect with you, and there are some spirits that ain't going to want to fool with you. There's some spirits that are just not going to be there in the moment. Hey, they may hop next door or whatever, because they don't necessarily stay in that particular location. They can jump.
And they're just like they were when they were alive. They could have been shy. They want to sit back, you know.
We go to 1812 and we may get nonstop action on the battlefield one day. We go the next weekend or the next night and we get absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
It is what it is.
Yep.
I mean, so I never apologize for that, because spirits they were once human.
Yep.
So
I always say it's like fishing. Just because you cast your line doesn't mean you get a bite.
Right.
That's true.
Which is okay. And I'm not that investigator that wants to have evidence to show. No, I'm not that person. I go for the connection. I go to talk. I go to feel, and I go to hear the spirit stories. I don't go just to find evidence and film it. That's me.
See, I love the history of places, so that's a big reason why I go. But I also want, I know it's not going to happen all the time, but yeah, personal experiences, because when I, like I said, when I first got in it, that's what it was all about, was presenting evidence to clients, So, and now, and having your own team, I mean, I got burnt out. It was like running a job, and that's why I backed off and got out for a while. But now I'm back for personal experiences. I wouldn't think so.
You're right, Corey. That was a big step for her. Yes, it was.
I always view it, and I've always viewed it as a blessing if I get a spirit to talk to me.
Right.
and we always go in the mindset to it. Like my mind always goes to if I sat down at the bar, I'm like, hey, what's up, man? Hey, I'm Nick. How you doing? You want a beer? That's like the mindset that we go with. Actually, Angie is the one that changed my mindset on how we talk to the other side. You know, I was
Right.
always outside the box trying to somehow force them to communicate with me,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
she changed my
doesn't work.
mindset of like, no, just talk to them like you're just sitting there and having a beer or a cheeseburger.
Right.
Or something.
Right.
And that alone works. And also
Yeah.
coming up, if you do your due diligence and you come up with some idea of a time period and you can get some type of trigger objects, that works really well too.
Oh, hell yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Music of the era, clothes.
Yep.
Yep.
I mean, all kinds of stuff that you
Yeah.
can do to spark them.
So, you guys familiar with downtown Fort Wayne?
Oh yeah.
A little bit.
Okay. Do you know what used to be the Scottish Rite, which is actually behind the building?
Yep. Yep.
So our team got the opportunity to investigate it many years ago.
Dude, that
wow.
had to be so awesome.
Yeah, we went in. We got one night. We got 12 hours to investigate it, and it was phenomenal. We put a bunch of trigger objects, dresses, and this or that on the stage. It was like they were literally up there performing.
That's dope.
It was amazing. It was amazing.
That is amazing.
Dude, that would be an absolute amazing place.
Yes, Amanda is our team member who wants the evidence for the validation. Although Amanda, I recall a door opening and the penny staying on the doorknob, and you still saying that really didn't just happen, Chrissy. That really didn't just happen, Chrissy. And we had 3 cameras on it, and you still questioned it. She was so excited that night. Oh, God love her.
The toilet. That's funny.
Facebook user, I don't know who you are, but thanks for interacting with us.
Can you shoot us your name?
Huh? Oh yeah.
The Facebook user. I'm just curious,
That the Howard one's funny.
Food. Don't
Okay,
you
so
be talking
Howard
about food.
Petrie, this is actually his show. This is Paranormal Swamp Talk. So he's from
okay.
Louisiana, but he's on hiatus right now because, like a year ago, they got hit by Hurricane Ida, and it really tore up his outbuildings and his yard, and so he
His
had
porta
like
pot.
he had like four or five buildings plus a porch and a deck to rebuild. And then after the storm, he ended up getting married. So that kind of got put on the back burner. So he took time out to do that. So I'm hosting all the shows because I'm a co-host, but so he's just popping in to show his love.
Cool.
This is my show.
We love Howard.
Go do your work, Howard, and relax and rest. Listen.
Hey,
And
brother.
listen, there's boss man himself, Mr. Stephen
Yeah.
Woodard. Owns
Oh,
the
Lord.
Hey, you guys remember you came and got me for Wednesday nights.
Listen, she's still arguing with me over that evidence. Amanda,
It's not logical.
accept it. You have it on video. It don't need to be logical. It's spiritual.
I want to see that. Like, I would love to see that video if you guys have it.
We do. I do. And I wish I
Oh,
had,
you talking about at Whisper?
yeah, I wish I'd have had it primed up because I'd have showed it on here. But
See, I didn't have a single experience. Well, I take that back. I heard footsteps. That was it.
so we were in one of the bedrooms and
Ooh,
we
do
had
tell.
well, so when have you guys been to Whispers? Have all of you been to Whispers Estates?
No.
No. Okay.
Nope.
So you
It's a
go-
cool little house.
So you go up the staircase in the
We're
very
going next
first
month.
bedroom. The very first bedroom that you come to, there's a closet and there's kid toys in that closet.
Yeah.
So they said that the little boy likes to interact with the toys in the closet and that he would open and close that closet door. So we're thinking, okay, bet. We're going to put a penny on top of the doorknob and see what happens, right? So if he moves it, jiggles it, whatever, it'll make the penny fall. Well, so we go down the hall, investigate, clear at the other end of the house, then go downstairs. Then when we come back upstairs, the door was open and the penny was on the ground. Now we didn't have cameras on it at the time, so we thought, okay, so let's put some video cameras on it, put video cameras inside the closet, outside the closet, and us record it live. It did it on command because Corey put the penny on top of the doorknob, and we said, "Can you please open that door for us again?" And it did, and the penny didn't even fall off the doorknob, but the doorknob turned and opened, and the penny stayed on it. Then we
That's
asked,
bizarre.
then we
Holy
asked them
cow.
for the penny to make the penny fall off when they opened the door this time, and they did. I mean, it was 5 times on
Dude, that
command.
is awesome.
Boom.
That's dope.
And
That is awesome.
it's amazing because in that moment the whole team was standing there looking in disbelief, but we knew we were seeing it because we were all there.
Right.
Right.
You know the bathroom where the guy died from the heart attack and that area?
Yeah, Corey, I have a picture of Corey in that bathtub.
Oh, wow. That's where I heard the footsteps. That's the only experience I had that night. But it was so bizarre because it was like me and another investigator. I think it may have been T-Dog. I don't know who was up there with me at the time. But you could literally hear somebody walk down the hallway. And we knew nobody was there.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know,
There was all kinds of footsteps in that hall upstairs.
and
It was strange.
another place that I've heard that is a place in Trinway, Ohio called Prospect Place.
I want to go
It's
there so freaking bad.
It is so awesome. It's an amazing house. It was part of the Underground
Beautiful.
Railroad.
Yep.
And me and my sister Heather and my oldest son Matthew all went. And we're down in the command center, all of us, and we're getting things ready. And you can hear the footsteps going across, back and forth upstairs.
Wow.
And we're just like, ugh, I'm like, man, I gotta hurry up. So I'm hurry up trying to get my stuff and get up there. Dude, that place is amazing. Like if you get the chance to go to Trinway, Ohio, I highly suggest doing it.
That's what I was telling you about, Chrissy, earlier this year. Prospect Place.
The history behind it is just
Okay,
amazing.
Dark Shadows, 1812 battlefield I'm talking about is actually right outside of Wabash, Indiana. So that's cool that you have one in Halifax too.
Oh, wow.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, Chrissy, didn't the battle at Missinawa happen in December? Wasn't it? I know it was a winter month.
I think it was December.
We got to go out there at the anniversary. Like, I don't care how cold it is. We got to go do it.
Jason was not even with me at that investigation, Mr. Petrie.
Yeah, no, that's before Jason.
Jason.
I mean, like being together. I'm talking being together, right?
Yeah, he wasn't living here yet.
Y'all were just talking at that point.
Yeah. He didn't know it, but he was falling in love with me.
He didn't know what the hell he got himself into. I still don't think you know what he got himself into, but listen.
Well, he put a ring on it, so
So, what's next, Nick? I mean, besides, I know we're coming Friday. What's going on the rest of the year? I mean, they said Jason Halls is coming in.
We have 7 events.
Holy moly!
The rest of the year. So I'll explain all that, but we are at our halfway point, aren't we?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, then I'm gonna go smoke a cigarette and I'll be back.
You go smoke a cigarette.
Ricky can entertain for 3 minutes.
Yeah, I'll try my best.
That is not what I heard.
You're just mad I last longer than you, Scotty, so shut up.
Jason.
Let me go do that, and then I'll be ready to go for the next hour.
Hell yeah, brother. Do your thing.
We'll see you in a few. Okay, so let's look at, I'm also going to start doing videos and documentaries about Ontario, Canada, Coast Nostra, starting with 1920s Hamilton, Ontario bootlegger Rocco Perry and his disappearance with Spirit Box. That'll be interesting.
That is awesome.
We'll have
Yeah,
to
that is
tune
all very
into
awesome.
that. I think I already follow you, but so is this going to be on your YouTube channel? And Dark Shadows, I know you've told me, but what's your name, hon?
Oh, she called you hun. She don't even call me hun. Listen.
We keep going back to a couple locations when in general the spirits have gained trust with us and are even talking. Even named a doctor who was a figure at the time in the hospital. Once they gain trust with us, it opens up so much more. It's amazing when you
Oh
have
yeah.
people who finally see some communication. It is. It's all about that intent and that connection because just like I said,
Amen.
they were human at one time. So are they going
Right.
to immediately trust you when you walk through the door?
Nope.
Probably
Not
not.
me.
That's
Not
how
me.
it was when I started with OSPH. So I was there in 2017. It's way different now than it is there. But the more you go to a location, it's just like you walk. Say you start a new job. People don't know who you are. There some people are going to come right up to you and talk to you, and you're going to have those people that are just trying to figure you out. The more you go, the better they get to know you.
Plymouth on the beach is extremely haunted. Plymouth
Oh, I bet.
is
Rock.
That's where the founding fathers came over.
Are we
Plymouth
talking
Rock.
about an? Okay.
We're
Are we
talking
sure?
Plymouth.
Are we sure?
It sounds like it. The beach.
Well, that would be Plymouth Rock, right?
Plymouth Rock. Yeah.
I'm asking. I mean, there's bodies of water all over. Is there more than one?
Right,
Plymouth?
but if they're talking about the founding fathers, it would be Plymouth Rock. You know, a
Maybe
lot of
Plymouth.
them
Yeah,
died.
Plymouth Rock.
Yeah.
Yes, Corey likes to go out there in December. So listen, we went out there one time.
Listen, I'll go in December.
one
Aiden
time
would go in December.
One time
Yeah.
at band camp, we all showed up, and Amanda's there, dressed all in hunting gear. Listen, you could not even tell that it was little Amanda. Her husband had her so bundled up in this whole onesie guard gear and this hunting hat and a scarf and gloves. Like, I'm serious. You know the little kid from the Christmas Story?
I was gonna say she looking like
Yeah.
Ralphie from the Christmas Story.
Where were we? No, I know she dressed like that before. Not. It was at another location. Maybe it's
Hey,
Crown
can you go
Point.
shoot your eye out?
It might have been Crown Point.
It gets cold as hell up there.
Oh shit!
I gotta use the bathroom. I'll be back.
Don't forget to wipe.
Don't need no light.
Listen, I can't.
Left hand.
Poor Amanda.
She was cute, but I was like, Amanda, honey, do we think we need
Amanda, honey.
We went to Indiana State Sanitarium in the middle of January. That was cold.
Now, see, I've never been there.
That looks like a wicked location.
Is it a good location?
You guys need to go check that out. Yes.
Okay.
It's an experience.
I've wanted to. It's on my bucket list. I've heard some pretty good stories.
Yes, it's we sorry, Greg, but there was some parts of the location that he was like, well, we can't really have people in here, we can't have people in there, you know, and of course we went in there. But I don't know. It's just a great location. If you guys get a chance, definitely go to Indiana State Sanitarium.
So it's definitely worth the price to pay to play.
Oh yeah, it's a huge location.
Yeah.
Huge location.
They have tunnels, don't they? There's like tunnels or something.
There's half a dozen tunnels there. You can.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Multiple buildings too, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Now you'll be surprised. I mean, this location's only been closed since 2011, and how fallen down it is.
Yeah, I was gonna say it looks like it's been closed way longer.
Yeah, you would think 40, 50 years, but it's
Right.
crazy, you know. But
2011? Holy crap, that's recent. Like, damn.
Yeah, that's scary.
yeah, the tunnels are really cool. Yeah, you definitely, if you want to do like, you know how in Ohio State where you do the thing where you walk around one of the cell blocks in the dark.
That'd be the spot.
Do the tunnels in the dark. That'll give you a thrill.
I don't know.
Oh, hell yeah. You're already claustrophobic.
Yeah, no, I'm claustrophobic. I don't think I'm gonna be doing that anytime
That's what I said. Listen.
soon. No,
Chrissy's
y'all
gonna
got
be like, this is exactly what she. No, not doing this.
not today. Not today.
Exactly.
I'll wait right here with the flashlight. Y'all
Mhm.
holler if you need me. That'll be me. Nope.
But
Nope.
it's one of those locations where you do have to be careful of people wandering in on the property.
That's what I heard. It's open in some spots.
Yeah, so I mean, if you have a piece, I would definitely take it with you.
Stay strapped or get clapped.
Seriously.
I have a piece and I have my permits carry.
Oh yeah, and she knows how to use it too.
I go packing at a lot of outdoor
Oh yeah,
and open like that locations. I mean, you got to be safe.
you have to. You have to.
One location that we were highly impressed with was the Davies house.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, how'd you like that, man? Isn't it? It's wicked, isn't it?
It was. We had activity from the moment that they left, and we sat down to talk about what we were going to do and set up, and it was like that the whole night. And
Wow.
I'll tell you a funny story about the upstairs, what they call the boom boom room.
Oh yeah.
So we went upstairs and we're in that front room. And we have REM pods everywhere. Okay, and we had one in that room, and that's the only one that was going off. So we were like, screw it, let's go in that back room. So we walk in there and we're setting up the equipment in there. And Angie sits on one side of the jacuzzi tub. I sat on the other. I put a REM pod in it. I put a boo light, and then I turned on our Ovilus 5. And instantly it said one word. It was the only word that it said the whole time in there, and it said milk. Okay, milk. Like,
Okay.
milk. So my dirty mind goes to, I start laughing. Everybody's like, what are you laughing at? And I said, man, this dude liked to pour the milk on the titties, didn't he?
I got milk.
All of the equipment just went off.
I would have fucking lost it. That's hilarious.
So the rest of the night, we're calling this dude the milkman, and he loved it. He was just, oh my god.
You can
That's
ask her.
awesome. Yeah, Davy's house is where I had my first, like, I have to get the hell out experience. Like, I had to get out of that house. I could not go back in it the rest of the night. The energy there is just insane.
Oddly enough, we got absolutely nothing in the basement.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Damn.
Everywhere else in the house, it was crazy.
It's weird how that works sometimes. You never know what you're going to get. Yeah, I feel like Forrest Gump.
How long ago were you guys there, Nick?
A couple months ago.
Okay, so recently.
Yeah.
Okay. Corey and I helped host an event there a couple years ago. Do what?
I said it was after Hope and her husband bought the location.
Got it.
Yeah.
So was it public or was it a private investigation?
It was private. It was just us.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's see.
Yeah, we went there. Where else did we go this year? We went to Indiana State this year. We went to the Bel Air house.
Okay, how was that?
Kristen.
I've heard hit or miss.
I'm not going to say anything bad about it. I think it is haunted. It does have stuff in there, but I think the Bel Air house is one of those locations you need to stay the weekend.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's not active all the time.
Yeah. So, but I mean, Kristen was very gracious as a host, and the location's cool. Now, the neighborhood around it is real sketchy.
That's what I've heard.
It's super sketchy around the neighborhood. But, Kristen,
we don't wear those colors around here, cuz.
Yeah. So.
Oh my. Like that, huh?
We got to get y'all down to Old South, man.
Yeah, it's on our list, bro. It's on our list.
You will
Now,
love it.
with the Bell Mansion, don't you guys have a crystal shop or a gift shop? Don't you have something there,
We
some type of
have
store?
we call it the work in progress gift shop
Okay.
because it's always changing. Um,
Okay.
we have everything in our gift shop is from local artists or local people, from t-shirts to sweatshirts to metaphysical stuff to all kinds of jewelry to cups, pictures, um, sage spray
Sage,
that we
lifesaver, gotta have it.
that we made. And the cool thing that we're doing, and we've teamed up with a couple people, is we're making our own custom line of Bell Mansion paranormal equipment.
Okay.
So I've teamed up with Elliot from ACG Paranormal out of Joliet, Indiana, and now I've teamed up with Austin Maynard, Underground Paranormal Network, and now Austin is Nick Groff's tech manager on the new Death Walker show.
Elliot. What's Elliot's last name?
Oh God, Slavic. Yeah, don't ask me.
Were
I
they at
just know him as
MedCon?
Elliot HCG. That's what I know him as.
Were they at MedCon?
yeah, Elliot.
I
Elliot.
think I met them. I think
You
I
did.
met
He's the one that had the little ear things. Remember we were talking about it? He
Yeah.
came
Yeah,
up to us. Yeah, that was
Elliot's
Elliot.
a really nice guy.
Oh yeah, that's
nice.
awesome.
So, this is a REM pod.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Really?
Yes, this is a REM pod that is shaped
Isn't
like
it
a
cool?
bell ghost type of thing. And this is the Bell Mansion REM pod. You can
That's
get this
awesome.
out of our gift shop.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
I'm gonna have to tell Aiden. He's gonna freak. And by the way, Chris, you were getting me yelled at. That's why I was like, in.
How was I?
Oh
getting-
sweet.
This thing here is portal boxes. Now, this one is an old funeral home speaker from the Bell that was made into portal boxes by Austin Maynard. Now,
Bro.
unfortunately, we are sold out of these, but we are making a whole new line.
Awesome.
We're making portal boxes, we're making EMF detectors, we're making ultrasonic detectors, we're making small spirit boxes. You name it, these will be custom made for the Bell Mansion, affordable prices, and they're going to work just like everything else, your ITC devices, anything else you'll see on Ghost Stop or Ghost Hunters equipment or this or that. So that's exciting.
Awesome.
Something I've always wanted to do. Now I lack the technology part of it. I'm not that smart. So
Makes two of us.
teaming up with amazing guys, it makes it a lot easier. So all that is available in our gift shop at the Bell Mansion.
Dude, that is awesome. Like I said, I can't wait. I'm looking so forward to Friday.
So events coming up. All right, so let's start. So tomorrow, September 1st. This one, I mean, it's kind of an event, but that's not really ours. We joined the West Central Home and Garden Show in Fort Wayne. If you don't know what that is, there's a boatload of historic homes in the West Central neighborhood. And you are allowed to come in our facility and tour the facility for free, along with all these other gorgeous homes. And this is a 2-day event, September 10th and 11th. And then September 30th, we're having a midnight market. So it's going to be a convention.
Oh yeah.
With a bunch of people. But it'll be, instead of during the day, it'll be more at night. Then we're going to have flashlight tours that night. And then October 13th through the 15th, Brian Cano and Chelsea Gill will be heading to the Bell Mansion for a 3-day event. Brian is bringing his mobile History of Paranormal exhibit. There'll be workshops, there'll be lectures. Chelsea Gill, Friday night, will be doing a live reading of the crowd. So if you want something or talk to a loved one or this or that, she has the ability. Chelsea is an amazing human being. And then Saturday night will be a ghost hunt with Brian. Also, that weekend is where it's a famous thing here in Fort Wayne. It's called the Zombie Walk. That is that Saturday night.
Yep.
Well. And then October 29th, we are having a haunted masquerade ball.
That's going to be badass.
Now, we're limited to 100 people. Right now, we have about 30 tickets left, and we had just launched this last week. Now, this is going to be a full-out masquerade ball. We're going to have a DJ there, food, photo booth, photographer. It's just going to be an amazing time. And then November 11th and 12th, we have the most famous guy of them all, Jason Hawes, is coming to the beautiful Bell Mansion with his daughter Satori, her boyfriend Cody, and Sherry's coming. That'll be a 2-day event. Friday night will be a meet and greet and paranormal investigating. Saturday during the day will be a convention. So we're going to have, a lot of vendors in there or other paranormal teams that want to partake. And then that night we're having a VIP party with them. So you can party with them for a couple hours if you want. And then we're having, something else is happening in November, but we can't talk about that. December 10th, we are having the other greatest soul on the planet, Dustin Perry.
Dustin! Yeah.
Dustin Perry is coming back, and he loves Christmas, and he loves the Bell Mansion. So we promise we're going to light this thing up like Santa's workshop. So he's coming back for an event. It's a 1-day event. He's going to do some motivational speaking, and then he will have a ghost hunt. And then New Year's Eve, we will end the wonderful year of 2022 at the Bell Mansion with a New Year's Eve ball. Most likely it'll be 20s themed.
Nice.
We are already booking a lot of events for 2023. 2023 is it's going to be bigger than 2022. And I don't see how the hell we could top this year, but I think we're going to do it next year.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Y'all are already busy, but that's a good thing. It's just going to get busier and better, as time goes on. So, hell yeah.
When you look at some of the guests that you got coming, big names like that, bro.
How many locations has had Jonathan Davis just pop in? You know what I'm saying? It's just like, holy crap.
Jonathan Davis was an interesting person. He was not who you think he is.
Right. Nobody would know he's a mortician, I didn't know that.
He was very low key. He was very respectful. He probably said thank you 100 times that night.
Oh.
Not something you would think of a big time rock star.
Right.
But
because most of them are like, here, kiss my feet,
Right. So, that was definitely an experience. I hope he comes back. They really wanted to come back and investigate more. So we'll see in the future. Who knows? So,
yeah, I haven't had the chance to meet Dustin yet, but I really want to.
I met him for the first time last weekend. You'll love him, man. Humble. Humble as hell.
I got to meet Jason Hawes at DeadCon and arm wrestled him and got my butt kicked, of course. But
yeah, I remember that.
He's a good dude. Like he didn't have to, but he came up and did it, man. So
yeah.
Yeah, they're all good people. They're just. Yep. The crazy thing is people put these people on a pedestal.
Yep.
I can understand. I get it. But they are just people too.
Yeah. They are.
They're no different than everybody else. They got an opportunity. They took it. And it worked out for them.
Yep.
Okay. Now, with that being said, they aren't who they are without people like us, the fans.
Exactly.
Right. Yep.
That's the truth of it. So,
yep.
Why not be nice to everybody that comes up and wants to talk to you and shake your hand and take a picture? If it wasn't for these people, you wouldn't be who you are.
You wouldn't be where you're at. Exactly.
Right.
So,
yeah.
That's what I told him last week, and it's like, I appreciate everything they've done because if you look at it, Ghost Hunters really put paranormal locations on the map, and It was bad. If you go back way back in the day, it was hard to get in anywhere. Now all these locations have popped up. You can, go in and investigate.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
No, I agree. You know, and some locations some locations unfortunately have to stretch the truth a little bit to you know what I'm getting at, but
Yep.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right. Yeah. And then there's some that aren't really, have the best intentions for people. If we're gonna jack our price up to $2,000 for 6 hours. Why?
yeah,
I know there is some, fees to keep a building up and running, but some people just no.
I mean, yeah, some places are crazy, and that to each their own. Like here at the Bell Mansion, we view it like only day that we don't change our price is Saturday.
Right.
Right.
We like to work with everybody. If the night is open, and you got 3 people, come on, we're not in it to make millions of dollars. We're not going to still charge you the $800 fucking dollars.
Right.
We're not. We'll come up with something. I mean, come on now.
Right.
And see, that's what it's about. I mean, that's why I said when I met you guys at DeadCon, I just knew right away how genuine you guys were, and you and Angie are 2 of my favorite people. You really are. I mean, I know we haven't had a chance to hang out and shit a lot, but you are. I mean, just what you guys do for the paranormal field, dude. You guys are freaking amazing.
We have the most perfect opportunity. Granted, we have a beautiful historic location, and it is one of the haunted locations in the world.
I can't wait.
Is it something negative and demonic and all this stuff? No. But if you want genuine interaction with spirits, please come to our building.
Right.
And for us, our greatest thing is to get to talk to people that come in the building that are first timers or people that have gifts and their family have shunned them their whole lives. To get them, say, look, here's a hug. We believe you. This is a safe place. You're at home here.
Right.
And that is the greatest fucking thing I could ever do in the paranormal community the rest of my life.
Right.
That's
that, and I love what y'all do with the youth. What y'all do with the youth is amazing as well.
To get that opportunity on this platform to teach the next generation the proper way.
Yep.
Either being kids or somebody now getting into the paranormal field. Help them along their way. And also tell them, say, hey, look, if you're going to start buying paranormal equipment, give us a call before you buy it. Let me tell you if you're getting ripped off or not. Let me tell you if that's a piece of shit or not.
Right.
I'm so tired of people coming into the building and be like, yeah, I bought this off Amazon. It worked once and now it's a dud.
Right.
You know how many,
and then they pay $200 for something that didn't even work. It's like.
It's just, it's frustrating, man. And that's why, that's another reason why we came up with the idea of what we did, and we'll stand behind it. If we sell you something, and it breaks, fucking bring it back, man. We'll give you a different one.
Right.
It's not that big a deal. It's just, guys, I mean, these things right here, okay?
Oh, yeah.
$200. Now, don't get me wrong. Greatest REM pods on the market, okay, are these. We can't recreate this. We can't make this. Now, I love our Bell Mansion REM pod, but we can't. But this thing's broken. It got dropped once. I have no idea how to fix it. It's like I have to send it somewhere. Well, how much does it cost me to fix it?
Exactly. They'll charge you an arm and a leg to replace it. You might as well buy a new one. It's like.
I did not get a tripwire yet, Corey. I looked at one, but it back ordered. We do have laser tripwires, but I do.
Yeah, I saw that the last time. That thing's cool as hell.
I want a tripwire. So if anybody knows how to get me a tripwire,
like an actual tripwire.
Don't get carried away. Don't get carried away, Scotty.
Okay, so like
tripwire.
Okay, well that I don't know, but I actually have actual tripwire because yeah.
You were military.
Well, and I have a bug out bag, so
Right.
yeah.
No,
What can I say? What?
So, we absolutely love what we do, and that's why we work our ass off.
Oh,
We do a
I've got
lot.
bad internet.
We do a lot for the community around, and it's just, I don't know. We're just all we can do. All we can do is try to change the mindset of the community around us, and hopefully it spreads. Okay, what is this saying?
How about just asking for donations instead of charging up to $200 per person? Life is hard enough to keep up, and it would be nice that everyone can have a chance to have fun investigating. Prime example, Disney is $165 a person. What about a little boy or a little girl that never will see Mickey Mouse, etc.? Greed. So, I mean, that's
Absolutely, dude.
prime example.
So,
yep, that is absolutely.
I 100% agree with George, and that's why, if a family comes in for a ghost tour, okay, a 2-hour ghost tour or a flashlight tour, the parents will buy tickets for themselves and the kids are free.
Nice.
And kids
That's amazing.
Kids classes, it's $25 per kid and the parents are free. The parents can come, they can drop their kid off if they want and leave, go have dinner or whatever, or if they want to partake and investigate, whatever they want to do, it is free for the parents on Kids Day. And then vice versa on, the tours and stuff like that. Now, you come to a public investigation, like one of our public investigations, like 8 or 10 hours, it's $50. We don't charge $50 for the damn kids,
Right.
Kids are free.
Love you, George.
So
yeah, we love you guys. Thanks for stopping in.
Yeah, thanks, George.
no, I get it, man. And even the paranormal equipment, it's just crazy. It's crazy.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
it is.
Oh yeah, it's funny when you can go buy. I'm not going to name a business or anything, but when you can go buy a EDI from the original maker cheaper than you can from a big retailer, and I'm talking $30-$40 cheaper, and then not even get hit with the shipping like the big retailer hits you with an extra $20. It's like,
Yep.
Yeah.
we're talking about greed.
It's like what Nick said, because Aiden, my son, his biggest thing he wants to buy right now is a REM pod.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, Dad, they're just expensive. And I'm like, I know, dude.
Yeah.
Not anymore. Go get one. Right?
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, just trying to change the stigma a little bit, do our part. Obviously it's got to take everybody to do it.
It does.
Yep.
And that even comes down to, okay, the whole para-unity thing, and people are chiming in on social media so much, and they're bashing this person or bashing this person, or they're talking about para-unity and this and that. And then you turn around, it's like para-unity doesn't exist. Yeah. Well, here's the problem. It's like the paranormal community is like a high school.
It is.
Unfortunately, okay?
Yeah.
Now, I've met some people in my life in the paranormal, and we'll be lifelong friends. They're just amazing people.
Yeah.
Okay? And then you're going to meet people that you generally just don't like.
Yeah.
Now, the decision is, do you go blast them because you don't personally like them or how they do things? No. Hey, I'm going to shake your hand. Good luck. You guys do what you need to do, blah, 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 and go your separate ways. You don't have to say anything about the people. Just move on.
Right.
We're adults. This is, like you said, it's not high school. Come on. We're adults,
Not
grow up.
everybody has the same thought processes. Not everybody has the same ways they're doing things. There's no reason to bash each other for it. And when people stop doing that and just respect people for that, then you will have genuine para-unity.
Right, right. Like I always say, para-unity is more than a word; it's an action.
It really is. And
Thank
then,
you, George.
and I
We
would
love
love
you.
to see pure unity, but like Nick said, sometimes it gets hard because, there's people
Yep.
out who just they don't mesh well. And I
Yep.
get that. But, be
But we have to
respectful, be an
coexist as
adult.
investigators. We
Yeah.
got to coexist. That's the way I look at it. There's been numerous times where somebody does something 10 times different than me and don't see eye to eye with me, but I'm able to investigate with them. Sometimes you just got to learn to put the differences aside.
I
And
had I had a group of friends, this one group, and then I had another group of friends and another group.
Yep.
And I love both groups equally the same.
right,
These two groups hate each other.
Yep.
And they're trying to tell us their story. And I'm like, look, man,
Yeah.
your macaroni ain't my beef.
yeah, true that, yeah, true that.
I'm
Yep.
not getting in the middle of it.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
between y'all. I'm still going to love both of y'all.
Yep.
Talk to you guys.
And there ain't nothing wrong with that.
There shouldn't be,
Nope.
And it's just crazy.
Save the drama for your mama.
Yep.
Here's another piece of equipment. You know what this is?
Oh yeah, that thing's actually pretty badass.
This
I have
is
no idea.
This is an amazing piece of equipment. The only problem is right now I have it taped together because it fell off a refrigerator.
Oh shit! I was gonna say because the last time I saw that at the mansion, it looked like it was one piece.
Is that the grid?
Oh no!
Is that the light grid?
Ooh.
Yep. Shadow detector.
Troy has one.
You know how much this thing cost?
$400, right, or more?
$400.
Yeah. That's
Right.
insane. That's why I didn't get one. I was like, do what?
Night, Corey.
I remember when the first laser grid came out. The pen. What's up, Nikki? How's it going? It was $20. Now that's $400. It's like, holy crap.
Yeah.
Now I gotta-
ridiculous.
I gotta send that out to get it fixed somewhere.
Yeah.
So
That's
that's just an example. I mean, $400 for this 3D printed thing. Now, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, I was gonna say it looks super 3D printed on the side.
It is 3D printed, but it is an amazing piece of equipment. But still, $400. It probably cost them $50 to make.
If that.
Or less. Yeah, you never know.
Because if they're mass producing those elements in those are nothing.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I
Because
know.
they're not made in the USA. They're getting their parts from Japan and China. I'm just saying.
And they can take that to the bank.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
I'm rough on equipment.
I'm lucky.
It was on a tripod and it was laying on the top of the fridge in the nerve center. And I went to put one of the boxes of equipment up there, and it just slid and went whoop.
Boo! Uh-oh. I'm glad the more I've been in the field, I've become more old school. Like I only walk around now with a recorder, so I'm glad, I guess, in that aspect. But
that's what I do. I just walk around with a recorder. Not because I'm old school, because I'm technology stupid and don't know how to do half the shit anyways. But I can operate that.
Right. I'm hoping they have a Black Friday sale on those and they go down significantly in prices here. Because if so, I'm snagging one. I know, but don't piss on my dreams, Quincy.
I'm just giving you reality.
Listen.
Buddy.
I know.
Listen.
Oh.
Oh, Lord. I broke one of my body cams at Ohio State Reformatory. Oh, what?
Quincy, what'd you do? What'd you do?
I was strapped up and my battery died about an hour before.
I know what you do with them damn cameras.
Listen, I accidentally forgot that I was wearing it, so I mean, she's gonna have footage of me going pee.
I was gonna say,
I'm a girl and not a guy.
Right? Right? You're just gonna see some squatting, some weird noises.
It's just gonna see my legs,
Amanda,
and toilet paper.
Amanda, you're
Yeah.
supposed to have that fixed for this weekend. You told me you would have it fixed for us.
Gage popped it back together. Oh, okay.
There you
See?
go.
Game
It's already
on.
fixed. Bam.
Game on.
I need to charge mine because I have a body cam too.
Oh, do you?
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Mm.
She sure
Can
does.
I borrow them?
What?
Can I borrow them?
Well, I only have one body cam.
That's all I need.
Are you wanting it for
One's
the
all he
investigation,
needs.
Scotty?
What?
Listen.
I want to investigate with it.
Yeah, he's gonna take it to the bathroom on purpose. Is what he's gonna do.
Use that for his OnlyFans.
Yes, he
know.
is. There's a first-person view of a hobbit.
On a pole.
Exactly. You need to do it next year at Wetzel's. Wear a POV cam, bro. There you go. Climbing the pole. There you go. Have it at it.
I like that idea.
Yep.
Man,
That'd be
said,
some
"I
scary
got
footage.
3 more."
Man, that stay strapped with that equipment.
Well, so tell me, Nick, what is the most remarkable experience at Bell that you've had personally?
Ooh, just one?
The most remarkable.
Putting you on the spot. You can only pick one.
Yeah, pick your favorite.
I guess when I saw the one spirit, Isabella, I saw her as a full body apparition
Oh, wow.
standing in the embalming room door.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
Yeah,
were
she
you
was-
alone or was there people
Nope.
with you?
Nope. Elliot from ACG witnessed the same thing. He
Right
saw
on.
the same thing.
You can't beat that. You got somebody else that saw the same thing you saw, so that's awesome.
And Elliot's an amazing guy. Oh,
Good evening. What do you guys think it'll take to move the paranormal field forward? It seems like we're all doing the same thing over and over again with the same equipment. When it comes to investigations, meaning, do you think it's time we start experimenting with new techniques? Jason from Ghost Hunters said, if we all keep doing the same thing, we're just spinning our wheels. If we're not getting anything in the field, so anyways, what's it going to take to make advancements in this field? Just curious.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
who wants to tackle that?
experiments.
Yes.
Like,
Yep.
we all go in and we just investigate. Is anybody here? Give me a sign, blah, blah, blah. But now this field needs to start coming up with some kind of experience to
And stop blaming demons
advance
for
it.
everything.
Yeah, to advance it. I think there just needs to be more experiments
Constantly
to
change your
advance us.
technique. Yep.
Yeah, because it routinely it's the same thing over and over and over. It's like we're residual energy as well. We ask the same things, do the same stuff over and over and over. So we got to find new ways to make it more interesting and whatnot. That's my opinion.
My take on that question is I think he's going more on the technology side of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're coming up with new stuff all the time.
Yeah.
New trinkets of equipment, but they're being reproduced the same way. It's something new, but it's still using the
Old equipment. Right.
format.
Right.
They need to expand the RF spectrum more.
Right.
Need to somehow, I don't even know. Technology wise, I don't know if our lifetime that they'll come up with something that'll be concrete. I think we'll eventually get there. Being interdimensional or radio waves, sound waves, stuff like that. I think that is the direction that whatever scientist is working on it needs to go. That's my thought process on it. Granted, I only know 2 things in my life. I know flooring and ghosts.
Yeah,
I don't know how to develop paranormal equipment. So
Look at the EMCC camera. It was used on A&E's Ghost Hunter. Brandon Alvis is currently going to be using it in his next project. That, to me, is a step in the right direction. It's a different
Okay, you
type of
need to
camera that's
explain
actually,
that.
yeah. So what the camera does is it picks up proton, stuff that,
Okay.
energy that's present during a manifestation. If
Okay.
you go back, can't remember what episode, but they actually caught something walking past the door.
yes, there was more to that episode. There was actually better evidence than that, and the producers cut it. Brandon,
that's what I've heard. Yeah,
Brandon and Mustafa played it for us, and then Brian and Rochelle backed up what they said and showed us the same thing. I'm like, how the hell could they cut that?
Why would you cut it?
But,
I mean, was it too concrete? Is that why they didn't use it? Or that makes no sense to me.
I don't know.
Media, TV, entertainment.
I agree.
Facebook
definitely
user,
technology.
It's all about the team. So I myself will agree with that. So we all, as investigators, I'm sure at one point in time have been at public events where you're not just investigating with your own home team, you're investigating with other individuals, which sometimes that can be good. It changes things up, perspectives, way you do things, understanding different equipment, different gifts, different connections. However, I also am a firm believer in knowing your team and balancing one another well. Because if your team doesn't have that balance and you don't have that flow, it's not going to go well. Whether you're on a public investigation, private investigation, a home investigation, a cemetery, I don't care where you're at. Like the team that I'm on, we all jive well together.
You do. You really do.
We fill one another out all the time. Like if I'm not saying it, Amanda's saying it. If Amanda's not saying it, Corey's saying it. If Corey's not saying it, Dina's saying it. And it's almost if we're synced mentally while we're out on investigation. And we just know. And we don't even have to be in the same room, but we know. So I think that connection with your team members is super important when on an investigation. I really do.
I want to kind of piggyback. There's one thing I want to talk about before we get off air here, and I might catch a bunch of slack or shit for this.
Oh, go ahead.
So I want to talk about orbs.
Oh shit!
There we go.
Chicken.
Oh shit!
Come at me.
Controversy.
What you got? We'll debate this. What you got?
Now, most of us in the paranormal field, when somebody shows you a picture of an orb, you're like, "There's just an orb. That's just fucking dust," and you just pretty much smack the people away. Okay, and I can understand that. I truly can. It gets annoying after a while, but is it not paranormal investigators' job to investigate anything and everything to its fullest?
Absolutely.
It is.
That is
Pull it all out. Now, can it be dust? Can it be lens flare? Can it be this? Can it be that? Absolutely.
Sure.
Now, everybody in the interweb and around the world, I'm going to say something, and I might get blacklisted in the some orbs are real.
I can agree with you. I agree with you on that.
However, I will say this. When it is real, okay, you're not going to see wings fluttering. It's not going to look like a speck of dust.
Or fairy.
It's not going to fall like a piece of paper. Okay? Yes, so it's by the pattern, it's by the size, it's by the color, it's by the movement. And if you
I don't really look at the color, to be honest with you. Okay. It has to make an unusual movement.
Right.
Okay?
Exactly.
Now, I have seen them visually with my own eyes before. investigated. Okay, I have seen an orb come across the room.
I have
Yep.
you.
Yeah, I've seen one. I've seen numerous.
But what drives me nuts is these people in the community just disregarding all of them.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's a ghost. I'm not saying it's a spirit. It is a form of energy. It is a
Amen. That's exactly how I look at them. Natural energy.
It is a form of manifestation. Manifestation is anything that a spirit is communicating with you.
Sure.
Seeing them, shadow figure, light anomaly, disembodied voice, EVP, whatever they can do to use energy to communicate with you as a manifestation.
The energy that's present at the time of manifestation. That's what I've gathered myself. That's what I've always thought.
I agree. Nick,
I understand
gotta
that
say
stuff.
this. I gotta say this. I would say probably maybe about 3% of the time an orb is actually energy.
Okay.
I don't think that orbs are as common as what people think they are. And I think that when people use equipment and they don't know what they're doing, or they're using cameras and certain filters or lenses and they have not a clue what they're looking at, that they mistake dust
Or the atmosphere they shoot the picture in.
and light reflection in the wrong manner.
Moisture.
And explaining to them, they tend to get angry.
Yes, they do.
Oh,
Yep.
Chrissy, you're 100%. You're 1,000% correct. My
Yeah.
problem is just disregarding and being an asshole to other people for no reason.
Yeah.
Right.
I would simply state you need to dive deeper in that location where you took the picture and eliminate every fucking possibility known to man before you can sit here and say it. Now,
Amen.
If an orb flies out of a door, comes down a hallway, and dives into your piece of equipment, and your equipment goes off, okay?
You got something. 100%.
That's not a ladybug. All right.
Right.
That's not
dust. That's not dust, bro.
No, I agree.
I'm just saying.
I don't discard them.
Just be nicer to people and explain to them the possibilities of why this cannot be, or it could be, Or
right.
if you get, you as investigators, when you're going through your footage and evidence, you're gonna know your situation, what the atmosphere was like, what the temperature was, what camera you were using, who was in the room, this or that. You can automatically go ahead and eliminate it because you know. Some people don't. So educate them.
Amen. Educate, don't bully. Exactly. That's all you see, though. Somebody posts a picture. They're like, orb. No, that's dust. You're a dumbass. I see it all the time.
See,
all the time.
For me, when it comes to orbs, and if you've investigated with me, which I know, Chrissy, Ricky, you both have, I'm pretty well closed off. I'm really closed off. So for me to get the experiences that everybody else gets, I don't have them. So if somebody looks up and says that's an orb, I'm like, I have no idea. And it's not because I'm questioning them, but to me, I'm not seeing it because I'm just so freaking closed off. Now, if it does have that weird pattern, yeah, I'm going to go, yeah, that is freaking weird. But like I said, like your guys' equipment stuff, that stuff don't happen to me. And that's why I'm always like, shit, all this stuff happens to these people. When's it going to be my turn? When am I going to have,
When you least expect it, bro, you're not going to expect it. I'm telling you.
Well, trust me, I found that out at Waverly, didn't I, Chrissy?
There you go.
Yes,
there you go. Yeah.
Yes, you did.
It always happens when you're not looking for it.
But I agree with Chrissy and Nick. Weird patterns and stuff, yeah, it's got to be something other than dust. But at the same time, I agree with Chrissy. I think a lot of people, when it comes to orbs, have taken it out of context the same way Zach has taken every investigation it goes to as demonic.
Yeah.
people in this field want to post everything and say, "Oh, it's an orb, it's an orb, it's an orb," and it's basically the same thing. You're doing the same thing as that. Like you said, Nick, do more research, dig deeper into it before you do that, because you're just, in a sense, you kind of ruin orbs for the rest of the paranormal field.
Right.
You think about it, 15 years ago, I mean, even watch the Ghost Hunter show, like, there's an orb, like, oh my God. And the only equipment they had was the K2, and we thought
right.
It was like,
a K2 was the shit back in the day, right?
Dude.
I remember seeing a K2, my mind was like, boom. I was like, I can't wait to have that. But even starting, I used to look for orbs, and I'm not ashamed to say that. We all start somewhere, And as an investigator, the more you go through the field, the more knowledge you get,
So Facebook user, is that the only time you felt or that you were sure that you saw an orb was when it was your brother? Or was there another time? And I'm sorry, I don't, you're showing up as Facebook user, so I don't know who I'm talking to here, hon.
I'm going to take night medicine real fast. Just going off camera.
Okay.
Don't get lost.
Oh, I plan on it.
Did you know orbs were never to have paranormal meaning? The word orb was used by the Latins when talking about the moon, the stars, the sun. It wasn't until the early 80s that when all these disposable cameras came out, that's when the word orb and paranormal meaning, because everybody thought that they had captured a ghost in their photos. But that was in the 80s, and that's not the case in today's time.
Interesting.
Which, I mean, I would agree with that, but so here's the thing. So cameras have been around a long time. We all know this. I mean, way before our time. Okay. And you can look back at photos that were taken by cameras that do not have the technology that today's cameras do. Nothing is digital in them, and you can still see light anomalies or even orbs. I just think that being open-minded with what you're seeing is definitely something within this field that we all should have. And second guess and investigate everything. When we take a photo and we see a shadow, do we automatically think that that is an apparition or a shadow? No. We have multiple photos. Never take just one photo.
Right.
You want photos during the day. You want photos during the night. You want different angles of the photo. You want to see where the light is coming in and out when you're taking those photos, because light can play havoc on what's reflecting in that room.
Absolutely.
Oh, so, man. Lens and light bouncing off the lens.
Exactly. So
a lot of people post now. I've seen a lot in the Gettysburg Ghost Group. They're taking pictures outdoor in the sunlight near the monuments, and there's always this little blue light. Well, that is lens flare. Like, there's an explanation for everything, but that's, as investigators, we need to dive into, and just like Nick said, attack it from all angles and try to get to the bottom of it.
What up, brother?
When the lights
That's my buddy, Josh.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
When the lights are on in our living room at the bell, you'll get a green lens.
Yeah. Yep.
Josh actually used to be part of a paranormal team in Fort Wayne, and he's since retired. But his brother and father and sister have all passed away. So.
Oh no.
But he's a good guy. He really is. And if you ever like to go fishing, get a hold of him. He loves to go fishing. Trust me. And if you don't like to go fast in a boat, then don't go with him, because he'll do 70
Scotty's talking from experience.
He'll go 70 across the damn lake and hit every big wave, try to tow the little dude out. I'm just saying.
I was going to say, how many times have you flew?
Dude, I was holding on to the shit bar hard, dude. I ain't going to lie.
Groups in the internet, it was always a battle, but that was 11 years ago, because I kept telling people some of these are real, and that's when the war started. Well, and you're gonna, okay, so You're right, Steve. You're right. But here's the thing. Any paranormal evidence that is put out there, people are going to pick apart.
Oh yeah.
I
Well, and a
don't
lot of that comes
care.
from jealousy too.
I don't care if you have the clearest EVP that you've ever had in your life. Somebody's gonna say, "Oh, that's fake."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
But the question is, were you really there though?
I mean,
You know.
you're gonna
Here,
have people
here's
like that, and I don't waste my time or energy arguing that point
right.
because it's moot.
God's
Well,
queen.
the
God.
biggest thing is like you said, everybody's gonna look at it and have their own different opinions. But in the end, the only person's opinion matters is yours because
Yep.
Exactly.
you were there. You know what was going on. They can depict it any way they want, but as long as you know that it's true and not some kind of fake evidence, you ain't got to explain yourself to anybody else. You really don't.
Right.
I
Because
don't,
I'm not here to show people or give people evidence. That's not what I'm
Right.
designed to do. And anybody who knows me on a personal level knows that I'll tell you, I don't really care if you believe me or not, because that's not what I'm here to do. I mean, that's just not me. But
I
I would
always,
respect you in the field.
I
If
always
you
say
respect
that
me.
I could sit down at the table with Jimmy Hoffa's ghost.
Yeah.
He can tell me exactly where he's buried, and they find his body, and somebody still wouldn't believe it.
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
You're never going to convince everybody.
Nope.
You know, you're always going to have
Right.
skeptics. And,
Yeah.
our job, it should not, try to convince people that
Amen.
spirits are real. Our job is to hopefully just give them to open their mind to the possibility of it.
Yep.
Because if you can open your mind to the possibility of spiritual world, what could your mind open up to everything else in your world?
Right.
Right.
Might make your life more enjoyable. You might do
Absolutely.
something that you've never done before because you now become more open-minded.
Yep.
So
Right.
that's the way we kind of look at it. What's up, Mr.
And like
Marcus?
skeptics, they come up to me all the time. Hey, prove to me that there's paranormal activity and there's ghosts. And you know what I tell them? I can't. It's just something you're gonna have to experience. You can't prove it. You should stop trying to
Listen.
convince.
Listen.
Listen.
Jason introduced me to one of his friends in Louisiana, and
Uh-oh.
Jason telling him that I'm a paranormal investigator and that I can see and hear things, that the average person can't. So his
Right.
friend comes up to me, he says, "Prove to me that ghosts are real." I said, "I can show you everything in the world, but that doesn't mean that you're going to believe
Right.
me."
You're never
Right.
gonna make somebody believe it. They have
I
to
mean,
experience on their own.
if you want to see some evidence that I have, sure, I have
show you.
videos, I have photos
Right.
on my phone, but that doesn't mean you're going to believe me.
Right.
And
I
that's
would-
okay, because you don't have to believe me.
I would just say I would turn around and say prove that they're not.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Yeah,
simple
and
as that.
that's a good
Question-
point. It really
They
is.
say, prove to me the ghosts are real, and I'm like, prove to me that they're not.
Right. There you go.
That's a valid point. Absolutely.
And see what their response is, because they can't
Yeah.
prove it as much as we can't prove it.
Right.
Right.
The paranormal is like religion. Okay, nobody is. If you whatever you believe, if you believe in God, you've never seen God. It's a
Right.
leap of faith.
It's blind
Okay.
faith. Yeah.
It is. In any religion that you have, it's a blind faith. The paranormal is kind of the same way.
Thank you.
It's just go to the Bell Mansion, you'll believe. Marcus, thanks.
Yes. Yes.
And
Okay,
I gotta
can't
say,
wait.
man, I can't stay out of the embalming room. I love it.
we are actually at the end of our time. So, Nick, tell them where they can reach you guys to contact you for Bell Mansion and scheduling private tours, public tours, and find out your schedule as to what events you're hosting so they can come see you and Angie.
Absolutely. Go to www.thebellmansion.com to book any tickets for any event that we have. We are on Facebook, the Bell Mansion LLC, or Old World Paranormal Society, which is OLDE for old. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, you name it, both for Old World Paranormal Society and the Bell Mansion. You can also text Angie 417-1974 or message the Bell on Facebook.
Yep.
So,
Sweet. And I will actually be on location there Friday, so y'all will probably see some of that on the network this Friday.
Say that again. Who what?
Well, Scotty will be there too.
You said we, right? Not me.
She said me.
I'm just
Listen.
sure. Oh, listen.
I'm pretty sure she said me.
Yeah, she said me.
Throw me
She's
under
the
the
listen
bus.
queen.
Hey, listen. Yeah, if you cannot get to the Bell Mansion, support them as much as you can. Share out to your friends. Share it out because, like we keep saying, Nick and Angie, they're fantastic people. So
yep, support the store, buy their products. Whatever you need, look them up. But Nick, thanks again for coming on the show with us. We appreciate you, and we're praying for Angie.
Thank you, brother.
Hoping she gets well soon. And thanks for everybody for tuning in.